Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk about, what I want to talk to is young people and people that are thinking about getting married. And what it is I'm gonna share with you what I did in our marriage. And like I say, my wife couldn't even speak English when we got married. I didn't know her name until she wrote on the marriage license. And so we had many things we had to deal with to work together. And that's what I want to share with you is there were certain rules, and these rules apply. And if you're going to have to look at it with all the stuff that I've already said up to now, and that is manners, manning up, and morals. You need these ingredients to have a good marriage. In my thoughts, and well, at least an enduring marriage like I had. And I want to what it is. There's two things. Now, they have to be brought up, these two things have to be brought up by the man. And the reason is, we're right back to manning up. The man is, when you're going to get married, you're going to bring, especially when you're going to start a family and all this kind of stuff. That's why I was saying the young folk. You're going to have to act like a man. And so a good time to start is before you get married, or really before you get married. That's the time you need to start acting like a man. And when you act like a man, you have to be able to take the lead. And that's where the morals come in. If you don't have any morals, I don't know how you're going to lead. A moralless man cannot do well, raising a family. And I think that's why there's been so many divorces and stuff like that, is, like I say, that people don't realize how morals is so important, even in a marriage, when there's only two of you coming together like that. You are the leader. And so this is what you need to lead with, is good morals. And how you do it is called manning up. And manning up isn't macho. Manning up is take responsibility. And but you can only take responsibility. I'll tell you, if you're working and you have a group of people working underneath you, you can't be responsible for these people unless they do their job. So as the supervisor, you need to make sure they understand their job and they perform their job well, and you may have to help them to get their job done. So that's called manning up in a marriage. So so there's times there's certain things you just plain flat have to do. Okay, now what these two things are is you have to, as the man, as the leader, you have to get an understanding with your future wife. And one thing is sex. There's many fights over sex. And there's many fights that will not happen if you had a healthy sex life. So, in other words, no headaches. No, not tonight. You know what I mean? We can't do that kind of stuff. That goes on either side. Sometimes the man has to man up. He has to learn when sex is needed. The easiest part, everybody knows, one of the good things about arguments is when the argument is over, you have sex to know that everything is forgiven. But you don't need to wait to go through the argument and the hurtfulness of an argument to have the sex. So, and you don't look at sex as some animal. Think. As the man, manning up, you have to think. That also kind of applies to the woman. Because if the man is starving for sex, his communication skills really come down a lot. Sex is very important to a relationship. And I told my wife, before we got married, even though she didn't speak English, I made sure she understood that we're not going to do headaches. And sex we do not use as a weapon between us. So that is, you have to understand that sex is a good tool in marriage. Now that's one of the ways I screwed up now is I'm looking to get married. I'm not looking to have sex because I want the sex to come after the marriage to show that is what's going to make the marriage come together. I don't even need the state's approval for my marriage. The sex we have will bind our marriage. And but that's kind of old-fashioned or something like that. Because one thing I've noticed, women kind of like the romance. Remember we talked about the love kind of thing. They don't really know what the love is. They're starving for love. And they think the romance and the sex is going to take care of it. It's not. It's just one ingredient. It's like I talked about the three-man militia. It's just one ingredient of a bunch of stuff. Okay, so you don't use sex as a weapon. Another thing, I say there's two. One was sex, and the other thing is not talking. I don't understand how people think they're not going to talk to you and things are going to get better. So I explained to my wife if she gets so mad or if whatever happens and she gets to the point where she's not going to talk, that's going to be the end of the marriage. No sex, no talk, no marriage. A marriage is a union. A marriage is a partnership. If you can't talk in your partnership freely, you don't have a partnership. In other words, if she is scared to say what's on her mind for whatever reason, if she's scared that I'm going to get mad, I'm going to hit her, or I'm going to get mad, I'm going to do whatever it is, we don't have a partnership. We don't have a marriage if she can't talk. If I am scared to say something to her because I'm not going to get any sex, or she's going to beat me or whatever, we don't have anything. There is no marriage. So when I said no sex or no marriage, no more marriage, It's not a threat. It's reality. It's a fact. We're just going to live together. We will put up with each other. Those are the two main ingredients to have a successful marriage. I could be wrong. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.